What's up, Urban Mystics? It's Unique Divination. It's the end of my work day. Well, it's in my corporate job. Tuesday the 10th. I hope you guys found some type of satisfaction, or I hope the video that I did earlier was able to help you all in some way, shape, fashion, or form, even if it was just to confirm what it is that you already felt in your intuition. So yeah, and so basically this video I'm making just a little video because I just kind of wanted to talk about shadow work, and basically that's primarily what I do in my spiritual work. I deal with shadow work, and I think that people understand what shadow work is, or what your shadow is about, but I still think that there are some people that are a little bit confused, or just have some misconceptions about your shadow, and doing shadow work and what that entails. So just to break it down, I'm not gonna get too in depth with it. My eyes itching, but I'm gonna tell my little story. I have an example that I use. I guess it would be like an allegory or something, pertaining to your shadow. So I always bring up the story of, there's a family, a mom, a dad, a sister, and two brothers, right? And everybody's living a great life. Kids are good, mom's good, dads are good, the dad is good. Now the daughter, she's a very outspoken little girl. She's a born leader. She's caring, she's outgoing, she expresses herself very easily. Just a very joy to be around. And for somebody to be such a young girl, we don't know her age, but we're gonna make it up. She's young. It's just amazing to see children in that light, right? So, tragedy happens in the family. Mom is in a car accident and dies, right? So dad is left to raise the sons and the daughter by himself. Okay, so what happens at this point? Well, the daughter, who was that outgoing child, is now told that she's the only female in the house, so that she's to be seen and not heard. She needs to learn how to cook so that she can serve her brothers and her dad. Pretty much, she's no longer outgoing. She's the last to receive anything in the house. The boys get stuff before her. All types of crazy stuff like that, right? And so this young girl who was once outgoing, energetic, a leader, has now been turned into a submissive, quiet, meek, docile girl. And then she grows up and she continues to be quiet, meek, docile, not outgoing, scared to speak up, allows people to use her, and it's because of her childhood. Now, in order for her, well, this is what we identify as shadow, okay? She has a shadow, which we all do, but we're talking about the little girl. The little girl has a shadow, as do the dad and the sons, but the primary character in my story is the little girl. And so, her shadow, right? What's in her shadow? What does her shadow consist of? Okay, so shadow, people always think that your shadow just consists of negative things about you, and that's absolutely not true. You can have positive and negative qualities in your shadow. For instance, the little girl had leader qualities, being outgoing, a leader, I already said that, outspoken, things of that nature. All of that stuff was forced into her shadow because she was not allowed to carry those traits anymore because of her dad and her brothers. Okay? So, not only the meekness, the docileness, that is her shadow, but now we have leader qualities, we have being outgoing, we have, all of those great qualities about this little girl have been forced into her. Sorry, y'all, my kid called me and stopped my video. So yeah, all of these things, all of these good and bad qualities have now been placed into her shadow. And so how do we pull things out of our shadow? How do we do shadow work in order to pull these things out? That's a very good question. So I have some content. I have some content. It's called 21 Days to Release Your Shadow. Okay, and it's a series of 21 questions that I've created to kind of help you find out how to identify certain things in your shadow, whether it be positive or negative qualities, right? And the amazing thing about these questions are, if you've answered them before, it doesn't matter if it's 3 months, 6 months, 10 years from now. If you go back to those 21 questions, you should answer them differently every time you answer them, right? You can go back to these 21 questions on a regular basis, every month, every week, every year, every 10 years. They're to be utilized, because each time you answer it, you should get a different answer if you are doing the work that the questions are allowing you to see when you answer, right? These questions are going to help identify what it is that's in your shadow, whether it be positive or negative, and how do we work on integrating these things, right? Because the thing is, with your shadow, you want to integrate it with your light attributes. You want to integrate them. And that's your shadow, and that's doing shadow work. You will never lose your shadow. It will never go away. You will never operate in all your light attributes only. You will never operate in your shadow attributes only. They have to be merged together. The yin and the yang, duality. If you know about spirituality, you know that there is not one without the other. You cannot operate, I repeat, you cannot operate in a light attribute only. So unfortunately, for those of you that are talking about love and light only, and I don't want no bad vibes and positive vibes only, yeah, for a time. But you have to understand that you can't always be positive vibes only, right? And me, the worker that I am, I just want to kind of reintroduce you guys to who I am and what I do. I am a shadow worker. I work in the dark. My flame is so bright that I stay in the dark. I don't have to try to pretend like I don't have a shadow. I understand myself. And I understand the things that are in my shadow, positive and negative, that I'm working on merging. And this takes time. It's not going to happen overnight. It could be a lifetime for you to work on these things, depending on the trauma that you've been through, and the willingness of the work that you're willing to do. The willingness of the work. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but whatever. It's the end of the day. I'm kind of tired. I haven't eaten. I've been intermittent fasting. I can't even talk at this point. But yeah, so that's your shadow. That's your shadow work. That's shadow work. Doing things to help integrate the light and the dark side of you. Okay? And that's all I got to say. So I'm putting this video out because, like I said, I care about you all. Clients that I've had in the past, and I just want everybody to just be aware of how they're operating, and just be careful of the information that you're getting online. If you're running from your dark side, you're never going to be whole. You're never going to be whole. You're never going to be complete, and you're lying to yourself, right? You're really lying to yourself, and I don't like to see people do that. Okay, so that's all I got. I'm gonna talk to y'all later. Thank you always for supporting, listening to me, because y'all really don't have to. I mean, who am I, little old me? But I'm appreciative. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please like this channel and subscribe, and share the video, and let me know. Have you ever done shadow work before? Do you understand shadow work? Do you understand your positive and negative attributes that are in your shadow? And what are you willing to do to help integrate that? Okay? That's all I got. Talk to you later.